I got an extended lunch with your manager as my award for being Employee of the Month. What's the worst prize you've ever received? I took part in this raffle that had various non-significant gifts and a big one. At some point they call my name. Congratulations, Mr. Carpenter 20M. You've just won our grand prize, a boat. Now, I wasn't expecting a yacht or anything, but this raffle took place on an island, where almost everyone has some kind of small or big boat. I was actually expecting a used cheap, 2-meter wooden boat with no motor of course. Anyway, I get up there, since they told me to come and the announcer is holding this package. Here you go, he says and hands me the package. It turns out it was an inflatable toy boat, suitable for children under 3 years old. It even had little toy oars. I was working for Royal Dalton just before the millennium and they asked us factory workers to come up with a design for a plate to commemorate the year 2000. The prize was a chance to work in another department for the day. No one entered the competition. Royal Dalton no longer exists. Go figure. We have a rather awful cafeteria at work. Overpriced and not that tasty. I won a free lunch from there a few days ago. I still haven't claimed my prize. Congratulations, you have won. Dia here. I work at a dilemma, and they had a raffle for a £20 gift basket. There was 10 people that worked there, so I had a good chance of winning. Ended up losing. The winner opens it and finds a £20 weight. You should have seen her face. Instantly ruined her day. That's fricked up. Won a raffle at work and the prize was 30 cases of diet ginger ale. I donated it to this assisted living place. At least they were excited. I remember we had a raffle at a school open day once. My friend, 13 years old, won 4 liters of cider and ran away with them before anyone realized what they had done. I worked in a service station where we had a competition against other stores of the same chain to see who could sell the most Cadbury products. I upsold so much that we got a major prize, involving baskets of Cadbury products, and all I got was a beanbag. It didn't even have fricking beans in it. My manager kept the rest. That's actually a good lesson to learn early. Don't work your tail off for compensation not specifically provided for in your contract because the likelihood is that you'll get screwed. I just ignore such competitions now. I'm only interested in getting paid as much for what I do as possible. I don't care about anything else. I remember being 8 and going to play bingo, for prizes not money, with my grandma and a bunch of other old people. Everyone is winning lame prizes like board games and trucker hats from the local grain elevator. Then the holy grail of old people prizes goes up for grabs. It was a freaking step stool. You could see the salivating mouths of old people hoping to win that prize and finally be able to reach that box of powdered milk that has been collecting dust in the highest cupboard of their kitchen. Lo and behold, I win and go up to claim my prize. Never in my life have I been subjected to so many dirty looks. Walking back to my chair, I could feel the eyes piercing into my being, as if the old people were orchestrating a massive telekinetic coup in an attempt to immolate me. Long story short, I gave the step stool to my grandma. After she passed, I reclaimed what was rightfully mine and, being 6 feet 3 inches, have had no use for it since. Try being the only white guy at a Black History Month event in college, and then winning the raffle for the longest walk of my life. For being the top performer out of 100 plus people, working insane hours and helping squeeze out enough work to make contractual metrics saving us many thousands of dollars, I received a $5 restaurant gift card. Unfortunately, though, I was on the giving end, forced by my manager, for most of the horrible gifts or prizes. Usually it was some piece of crap from Oriental Trader, but for a few horrible months the prize was all of the managers were forced to play a song on kazoos at your desk and award you a printed piece of paper as a certificate. We had to play loudly, in a jam-packed call center with no time between calls. The whole thing was humiliating for everyone and finally stopped when we made a winner cry. For 1 year of service with a company I was already starting to lose my patience with, I got a freaking pen with the company logo on it. I clicked that freaking thing twice, and it literally just popped apart in my hand. It was like a cartoon. The little spring inside did a little brewing sound and everything. Can't decide if comical or sad foreshadowing. I had my name engraved on a freaking popcorn scooper for being the top seller of the year. Had a secret Santa gift exchange at my old job. By chance, my boss got me. Everyone else got gift certificates or fun joke gifts, shake weights, etc. And my boss gave me these nature photographs. Not that bad, right? Each picture had a price tag on the bottom. She gave me the gift of having the chance to buy a photo from her husband's fledgling photography business. Merry Christmas. Give me some money for your present. As a substitute dishwasher at a high-end establishment, yeah, my life was going great back then. I spent my shift scrubbing and polishing the creosote-coated pans to the point that, by the time I was done, the cooks had a fresh line of shiny pans at their disposal for the first time in years. Apparently, I was promoted to full-time dishwasher instantly, causing the other guy to lose his job. This really came with mixed emotions. I believe you star in a game with an undead samurai. While other people were winning gas cards and DVDs, I won a scale and a brown towel at my post-graduation party held by my school. Whatever, your bathroom's like 1/3 furnished now. Heck, I don't even have a scale. For months that they told us that the prize was a Xbox 360 when they were new. Little did I know when I won, that it was a chance to win. My award for 10 years of service was a cardboard-backed plaque that had a piece of paper that had obviously been run off on the copy machine glued to the front. I put it on my wall as a joke, but after a few days I couldn't stand looking at the thing. It ended up in the bin. Should have made a papercraft cardboard recycling bin to hang under it, or it in the bin. After working for the same company for 10 years, my future husband got a Christmas bonus of, wait for it, a £20 Asda, Walmart, gift card. If I remember correctly, we put it towards our grocery shopping. I think that week we bought actual Coca-Cola instead of the store brand stuff. I think that week we bought actual Coca-Cola instead of the store brand stuff. That's some fancy living right there. I sold cars for 3 years right after college, and we had a monthly competition for Salesman of the Month, which awarded the winner with $500 at the next Monday morning sales meeting breakfast. The same old guy won it every month. After a year of working there, by combination of a bad month for him and good month for me, I beat him by one sale. At the breakfast the next week I was awarded with a handshake and an explanation that the cash bonus was only awarded when the store sold a certain number of cars. We had always previously hit that, so it was never discussed. I just sat there in silence as all of the managers gave their little speech about how great I did. When they told me to go first for the breakfast buffet, I stood up, walked past all the food, through the door, got in my car and drove to work. I called the owner and left him a message telling him that he would be getting the bare minimum of effort from that point forward. The next morning I had a $250 check on my desk, which I suppose is still pretty good. Good for you. A canary legal pad from an elementary classroom raffle. Who the heck gives yellow college rule paper to a 4th grader as a gift? They could have at least given you the brown sport coat and gold double nose bar glasses to go along with it. At the summer employee appreciation picnic for our department store, I was given a 7 feet tall fake Christmas tree. It was a return purchase from a customer, and it was broken. When I was a kid, there was a raffle at the local mall where the top prize was an all expenses paid trip to Disneyland. I came second and got a tape player, in a time where CD players were the main medium for listening to music. In the army, whenever you earn a medal, which isn't exactly a common occurrence, though you can earn a bunch over the years, there is often a short ceremony where they award it. They call the unit to attention, pin the medal on your uniform, and hand you a certificate. After the ceremony, they take the medal back and instruct you to buy your own from the military clothing store. Holy crap, that's fricked. Canadian Army doesn't do this. My grandfather worked for the same engineering company in Glasgow for 50 years. He was given a small ceremony one day in which the company owner got his name wrong and presented him with a crappy plaque with the right name on it. I worked in a call center from 1619 that had pretty strict rules about attendance and clocking in out. You had to be on the phones within 5 minutes of clocking in or else you would get an infraction. There was an incentive for those who didn't accrue any infractions for an entire year, or take any sick days, a $100 American Express gift card. Well, I got that once. It was awesome at the time, but looking back, I would have rather stayed home sick a few days that year or something. Definitely not worth it. Also, at the same company we could earn Jean coupons by doing something notable. It was a business casual environment, so wearing jeans was a relief. What a crappy prize. I earned a few, and never turned them in, just waited till someone asked for one. I rarely got asked and wore jeans for the majority of my time there. Well played on the coupons, that's smart. I don't know about you, but for my company, an extended lunch with the boss, that's me, means you spend the day on the boat with me and a few others and drink and eat and fish all day. We usually throw in looking at half naked women on the other boats too. I built a sales demo on top of SharePoint work that had all sorts of reporting and crud stuff in my spare time, weekends and after work. I got a burrito. Yee. That's going to end up being the best prize of the thread. As a young idiot, I once fell for a car dealership promotion where they say you have already won one of these prizes. Just come in and pick it up and listen to our sales pitch, then they list like 8 great things, lots of cash or wonderful prizes. Except that one of them isn't so great. It's not $5,000, it's actually, in small print, a chance to win $5,000. In other words, it was a single scratch-off lottery ticket. You've won a chance to win. Got a beer. I could drink it at my desk while I continued to work. Someone fricked up some crap that meant my team had to work about 3 18-hour days in a row, and paid. I have a much better perspective on work-life balance now and will never do free overtime again. Secondary school had a system whereby if a teacher thought you did work or did something of merit, they could give you a credit. Credits were tracked in an organizer, which also acted as somewhere to note down your homework and some other basic info. Map. School rules. Each 25 credits earned you a ticket in the raffle. 2 major flaws with the system. Some kids who weren't well behaved gamed the system, alternating between misbehaving then behaving for credits, meaning they got as many tickets as the hard workers. Other major flaw is that it didn't really reward the hard workers. I usually had a few tickets every year, but never won anything. I was hardly alone. There'd be like a handful of prizes for an entire year group of 200. I know in my brother's year group, one year one of the notoriously bad kids won a good prize. The system was supposed to reward the good kids, but it never did. More like not winning a prize, but it was a terrible system. The system wasn't there for you. You were already a good kid. It was there to keep the non-well behaved kids in line for at least half the time, even if gaming the system. Worst company gifts. I worked at a place that gave out a $20 grocery store gift card to every employee at Christmas. This was the entirety of any kind of holiday bonus. We were all salaried employees. Most were scientists with PhDs. You were given your gift card and then had to walk past a line of donation boxes into which you were expected to drop your holiday bonus. The founder of the company stood nearby, watching this process. I never donated and joined the party committee the next year to ensure this process was not repeated. Best, my current employer had a Halloween costume contest. First prize was $30 gift card to Amazon. Second was $10 gift card to the movies. Cool. I came in second and was happy, but the best prize was the participation prize. Everyone who participated in the contest got a vacation day off. Same employer, company Christmas party. It was a low-key thing at work, but not awful. Same company serves beer at the monthly birthday party. We had a random drawing for prizes. I won one of the first prizes, a Blu-ray player. I didn't have one before, so this was really cool. They continue to give out things like this: iPads, Blu-rays, PS3s, during the employee incentive programs and such. This month's employee incentive prize includes another paid day off. TLDR. One of my past employers gave a $20 gift card that you were supposed to give to charity. Current employer Roxanne gives a day off and high-end electronics. I do such great work I've now been asked to come in 1 hour earlier every day I work. Was 9:05 on Friday, now 8:05 on Friday. I was working 40 hours a week, now I will be working 45. And I won't be receiving overtime. Years ago, I worked in daycare, mostly with pre-K age kids. Daycare having the high turnover rate that it does One of the other centers in the chain was short-staffed and I was asked to fill in until they could get someone hired and trained. It was a nightmare. I was in with toddlers, who are their own special kind of heck anyway, and when you add on top of that a blown routine and different teachers rotating in and out on no particular schedule, it amplifies it by 100. I don't blame the kids at all. They were just as miserable with the whole situation. It was insane. I never knew what I would be facing the next day, and if I would have competent help or someone who would just sit in the corner and zone out. I remember at one point it was so chaotic that I dumped out a huge bin of blocks that we had in the room, rounded all of the kids up to play with them, and sat at the table in shock while I tried to gather myself enough to get started on changing diapers for 20 kids. I was usually the only staff member even trying to stick to the diaper potty meal routine. And then I'd get reprimanded for not doing enough activities with the kids during the day. There were many days I left in tears because I was so exhausted and frustrated. I started breaking out in hives every night from the anxiety. It was almost an hour commute each way to do this, and was promised it would only be a couple of weeks. Almost 2 months later, I finally begged the director at my center to take me back and find someone else to sub. My reward for essentially holding that room together for 6 weeks? A magnet. 20 toddlers. Minimal help. Nope. When I graduated from high school, there was an up all night party at the high school. It was made to keep everyone that graduated from drinking alcohol. There were prizes, movies, games, giant bounce houses, a shower money machine, where you'd go into a little box and the blow money around you and any money you catch, you kept, and all you can eat pizza. There was like 300 pizzas there. It was crazy. Anyways, to keep everyone there all night, it was like 6 hours. They would have drawing at the very end. Everyone was guaranteed at least 2 prizes. The grand prize was a laptop, but there were many good prizes. Cameras, a few iPods, 50 gigabytes hard drive, a mini fridge for dorms, microwave, gift cards from $75 toaster ovens, and so much more. I was excited because by the end of the night there were only about 75 of the 150 people left, which meant I'd have a better chance to snag a really good prize. Also double the prizes. I won 2 beach towels, an ugly flower tote bag and a batch of cookies one of the teachers made. Apparently 75 people caught wind of the prize list earlier in the night. Not so much me, but I do feel sorry for all the guys from India who are forced, because let's face it, you can't just not go to pay for a Christmas party. Management phrases it like we're giving you a party, then they make us pay $30 and the Hindus, not all are Hindu but most I work with are, don't even celebrate Christmas. Hey management, just give me the afternoon off. I can do without the managerial self-congratulations. Whilst I understand the reasons for thinking they might mind, I worked with some Indian guys in previous jobs, and other Hindu Muslim followers, and when it came to a Christmas party, it was all about celebrating together and having a good time, rather than praise be to Jesus and Santa. Not me personally, but my father designed something to do with the F-16, I believe, radar system and received a pen from General Dynamics. I worked at a hotel for a good bit of time and one year we had a team meeting where the entire staff was assembled in one of the ballrooms for a big high energy appreciation fest of sorts. There was a round of games and the winners were given tickets to participate in a prize round where they went up to a big wheel, spun it, and were given whatever prize corresponded to the icon the wheel landed on. A whole bunch of people got their big wrapped gifts, and people were pretty excited when the GM shouted go ahead, open them up. Everyone opens up their presents, and the boxes were full of, I crap you not, bleach, rolls of toilet paper, cotton balls, rubber gloves, paper towels, and Q-tips. The GM had literally just wrapped up items from the supply closet and then awarded them, as gifts, to a group of people, the majority of whom were freaking housekeepers and literally did nothing but clean all day. The GM was happy as crap, thinking he had done such a good deed. It was horrifying. I was valedictorian in high school. Previously at my school, those who were valedictorians definitely had the chance to speak at graduation. I was so excited, gearing up to deliver a masterpiece of rhetoric that would leave the rest of my class inspired. But lo and behold, what's this? Budget cuts happened, and the time of the ceremony was shortened. That means that some people who were otherwise guaranteed to speak weren't guaranteed anymore. The school held an audition for one non-student government speaker. No problem. I thought, I got this. I thought, I nailed the audition. I thought. Seems the school administration thought that a cheesy never give up speech was what they wanted, so I lost. When they gathered the losers to tell them the bad news, one of the administrators said, wait, for all of your hard work, we decided to give you a consolation prize and threw on the table. I crap you not. Pencils. Motherfucking pencils. A friend of mine won a contest at her job. She won a $500 gift card to Walmart and a $500 gift card to Best Buy. They counted it as taxable income and ended up having to scrape together money the next paycheck to pay her bills because of the extra withholdings. Really? I got the same award, Improvised, yesterday. They handed out awards by team. I'm not on a team, so the manager guy was like, and I want to recognize Claiborne even though we don't have a prize for him. I'll take you out to dinner tomorrow. We'll see if that actually happens. Home Depot. My department sold over $50,000 each day. Multiply that by 353. Closed Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's a gross profit of $17,650,000 for my department alone, and we were kicking some serious butt in sales. I got a $5 gift card to the Orange Box and my normal $0.20 raise. Frick the Orange Box. What made me quit was my store manager saying, "You are no more important to Home Depot than an employee from Taco Bell." I should thank him though, because I am much happier now and have a good career making 500% what I made there. This seems to be kicking off quite nicely, so I thought I'd include another favorite story from my company. I was asked personally to go to the UK so I could be trained up on important matters that only a few employees could do. I didn't want to go, but accepted it as part of my job. I was then asked to write up my own schedule for what I should be doing. I did it anyway without having a clue, only for the people training me to take that week off. I was randomly selected for a prize raffle in high school for getting the highest scores on a standardized test in Florida, FCAT, and it was super easy. Lots of people do well on it. There were like 20 kids there, all of them winning laptops, $100 GameStop gift cards and other cool stuff. This kid even won his third Wii console. I didn't particularly want a Wii, but my sister could have used it, or I could probably have sold it, but whatever. He got 3, and me? I got a $15 Walmart gift card. Worked at a call center straight out of high school trying to save money for university, but ended up staying there longer than expected. Christmas time is rolling around and we're getting excited seeing other campaigns give out their holiday items to top sellers ranging from big screen TVs, spa days, down to $50 gift certificates minimum. My section manager calls us over and hands out our holiday bonus for our campaign. I get 2 gel pens. My friend gets pack of post-it notes. Merry Christmas. Our entire campaign quit after the holidays. I never won it, but my elementary school gave away a private lunch with the principal as a Student of the Month type award. 2 years ago he was arrested for child molestation. Once, when I was a kid, I dressed up as a bad butt sumo wrestler for my neighborhood Halloween costume competition. No surprise, I won first place. The parents who set up the competition announced the winners starting at third place, then second, then first. The geniuses also figured they should let the winners pick their prize as they were called, giving third place first choice. I had to watch a Game Boy and a big bag of candy get taken before I got what was left as my grand prize, a Clay Aiken CD. To boost attendance, our place entered those with 100% attendance over 6 months into a raffle for a prize. The prize was a fruit basket which we produce, and apart from the basket, we could have paid 50 cents for an staff privilege. I was the top performer in a call center back in high school, in both of our locations. I won an applause and a snack from the vending machine. I was fired a week later for low performance. Some weeks are on, some are off. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.